Thanks very much. I think I'm going to pick up on your offer and that we should already make a meeting for next week while the things are still going to try and figure out how we're...
It wasn't an offer, it was an idea.
Yeah, we'll pick up on the idea so that we can, the offer of the idea, so that we can explain this, explore this further. Thanks very much, and we'll move on to the first session. So, moving on to the first session, the chair of the first session is my ally, colleague, close friend, Adina Breiman, who's the director of the Institute of Crop Improvement at Tel Aviv University, and I'll let her do the introductions.
I'm very happy to be here, and we discussed this summer, me and Danny, in each one in his own ideas, and to bring up a food security. I told him I must talk to you. I was in Buenos Aires actually, and he said I must talk to you, and both of us came in the same time of the idea to bring up this food security meeting. So it was really a nice thing, and we worked together. Of course, Danny did a lot, but I also helped him a little bit. So now I would like to say a few words about food security, and then I will introduce our speakers in this section. And I thank everybody for coming and joining and helping to put up this meeting. So food security refers to the availability of food and one's access to it. The food security exists when all people at all times have physical, social, and economical access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs for an active and healthy life. Although global per capita food production increased for the past decades, an estimated 800 million people are undernourished and 900 people are chronically hungry. Food riots have recently taken place in many countries in the world, and we can say that the political systems and governments will probably change as a consequence of food insufficient supplies. Food security is a complex topic standing at the intersection of many disciplines, as we can see it at this meeting. Besides the clear and obvious contribution of agriculture, land and water to food security, there are many sociological and political issues. Nobel Prize winner in 1998 economist Amartya Sen has observed that there is no such thing as an apolitical food problem. While drought and naturally occurring events may trigger famine, it is governments' actions or inaction that determine its severity. Recent advances in agriculture depend on novel discoveries in plant sciences, biotechnology, and classical breeding. For example, new varieties of rice have been developed. Perennial rice, which can dramatically reduce the risk of soil erosion, and the new variety of Sawarna Sub 1 that can grow in flooded fields. The rice fields get flooded every 3-4 years, and in those years farmers got no yield and nothing to eat. With the new variety, they will be able to feed their families no matter the weather. The Institute of Cereal Crop Improvement, Tel Aviv University, participates together with another 11 labs all over the world in the Durable Rust Resistance of Wheat project. This project is funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the UK Department of International Development, and was created in order to organize and mobilize research to create new wheat varieties that are both resistant to the very virulent UG99 stem rust and provide increased yields. In his recent annual letter in February 2012, Bill Gates deals with innovation in agriculture. The focus of his foundation is to encourage innovation in areas where there is little financial profit, but the impact is very high. $2 billion were invested to support poor family farms, most of which are led by women. His funds are ranging from agricultural research, sustainable land management, education, and health. He mentioned the struggle against the extremely virulent wheat rust UG99, which was found in Uganda and by now has spread over to Iran and Yemen. The huge effort to find varieties resistant to this disease includes researchers from all over the world, including Ethiopia, Kenya, Mexico, US, and Israel. Another area where research has to contribute is the effect of climate change to agricultural productivity. New varieties who can cope with the higher temperatures have to be developed. He also mentioned the necessity to use tools available to you to study human diseases for studying plant diseases. Actually, we have the tools. All we need is the means, the infrastructure, and the scientists to undertake these endeavors. Thank you. Now I will introduce Debbie. It's a great pleasure to introduce my friend and whatever I should say, collaborator, and knowing each other for many years and having many things in common. And well, it's a great pleasure to have Debbie with us. Debbie has a very impressive and rich career, starting with a BA in bacteriology from Indiana University and PhD in cell biology from UC San Diego. She held positions in Michigan State University in the Plant Research Laboratory, where she started her life's main research interest, how plants synthesize cellulose for their cell walls. In this field, she made major and seminal contribution, isolating the catalytic subunit of cellulose synthase and elucidation of the mechanism of cellulose biosynthesis. After a stay as a professor in Hebrew University in Jerusalem, she returned to U.S. as a professor and chair of the plant biology in UC Davis. Debbie is a member of the U.S. Academy of Science and serves as on the board of International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics, known as ICRISAT. In 2002, Debbie made a major change in her career by choosing to act as Associate Director for Food Security for the Rockefeller Foundation, where she was charged with grant-making and policy related to the role of biotechnology in advancement and improvement of crops for the developing world. In 2009-10, she served as program director for a new program called BREAD that supports researchers that address issues of importance to smallholder farmers in the developing world. Debbie said in one occasion that the chance to use science to enhance livelihood of poor farmers is a rewarding opportunity. We are happy to have her and listen to her talk, Advances in Biology to Benefit Developing World Agriculture. Thank you very much.